title was. What are we just talking about?
I don't know what the show is called.
Oh, black and white.
No.
It's black. It's white. All right.
Yeah. Nobody that was born in after the 70s know what the fuck we talk about.
Hey, you know.
That's
Michael Jackson.
That's invincible. I was saying about Michael Jackson the other day. I was just like, I was looking at pictures of that bitch, and I was like, would Michael Jackson have really done as well as she did, like so far into her career, had she not really changed her appearance the way that she did?
No.
Do you think Thriller Michael Jackson would have still been as big?
Yes, I think yeah, she could have stopped it.
She could have stopped at Thriller, and you think she would have still did Remember the Time?
You know, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you think she would have still did Remember the Time? What came after Thriller? Bad? You think she would have did Bad? You think if Michael Jackson in Bad, like if you think Michael Jackson was like brown skin in Bad, which had did what it did.
I mean,
because Madonna was big then, so like when he came out with Bad, he looked like Madonna.
I think he could have stopped at Billie Jean personally. I mean, he looked.
But you think he would have been as big and as like mainstream like Madonna?
Oh, you think
like,
that had something to do with the fact that he was changing his skin color?
Yeah, like that he could be in homes. You know, MTV had a whole problem with Thriller was out. Had a whole problem with him being a black person on the music television channel. So I'm like, you think him changing his skin? Like, do you think he would have been as big? Because Michael Jackson like is the biggest ever. Like he was, you know, he is like really more famous than like Jesus was in Jesus' time. Like he's like the equivalent of that.
Well, we know he wouldn't have been if he had that skin situation he was talking about.
Right.
Because he would have been leopard print.
Like yeah, if he was leopard, that probably would have been the shit now. If he came back like in full giraffe,
right.
Like, like this is vitiligo.
Yes, because you know, leopard print and leather is in
this. It's this shit. You know what I mean? It would have been the shit. But I'm just saying, you know, it's just a quandary and a pondery. Y'all aren't even supposed to see that shit because this is supposed to be off camera, but
right.
You know, we got a short crew today, so everything's about remote control.
He be taking me there sometimes.
Right.
That ain't have nothing to do with nothing. Hi, how you guys doing? I'm Q from the SAG team.
This is Merc B, and we're back again. Yes. And once again, you know, I feel like it is my duty to start every show by thanking all of the lovely people that have been watching it. Yeah. I want to shout out some people, especially Kenyatta Miller. The love that she's been showing has been crazy.
Yeah,
Can we shout out Trey?
We gotta shout out Trey. Trey content on Facebook.
We love you. We love you. Riding with us day one.
Yes.
Still down with my day ones. But we do like new friends.
We do.
So
but don't forget, hold up. Sharice Campbell.
Sharice, you are knuckle. You
okay.
know
you
what it is over here. You know what it is. Sharice Campbell, we love you. There are so many other people out there that's been showing us love.
Yep.
Those are our list of our top 3, not in any particular order. But we love you so much for just giving us that love and showing us that you're riding with the tag team.
Absolutely.
So
shout out to all the fans, all the viewers, but those 3 people, special shout out to you guys because you know you making us get up and do this shit.
Absolutely.
Like, this is because
we love you for it.
Yes.
Love you for it. That's real. That's real love. That's real love. That's real love. MJB. Anyway, I'm ready to get started today. What is the deal? What are we talking about?
We are going to talk about a little mixed bag here.
Okay.
Basically, it came from a conversation that you and I were having about black gay men versus white gay men, and it kind of turned into something.
Oh, that's what you meant by mixed.
That's one way of looking at it.
That's one way.
But no. But it kind of started off with me asking Merc B. We were walking down the street, and I was talking to him, and I said, "Why is it that I have a gang of white friends, and I have a gang of black friends as well, but I've seen in their dynamic. When I say the two, white gay men, in their dynamic, sometimes too effeminate. I'm trying to watch my words.
I know.
Twinks.
You should.
Non-masculine.
Okay.
Men.
Why you giggle when you say that? No, I'm joking.
Non-masculine men can get together in the white community and really make it happen. They aspire to bigger things together, you know what I'm saying? Because they're strength in numbers, and they get together and they build things, they buy houses, they go on trips, they pay off bills, they really make it happen.
Right.
But in the black gay community, what I found is that so often we allow certain things like a person is not masculine enough, or they're not educated enough, or they're not doing something enough where.
Well, no. I'm gonna stop you for a second because you mentioned two things, and I don't necessarily think they relate, but you can explain to me how they relate. I want to stop at not masculine enough.
Okay.
We'll get to educated later.
All right.
And when I say later, I mean like another show. Because I want to talk about people and their fixation on masculinity.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard it said to me one time, you know, a friend of mine, who shall remain nameless.
I know what you're talking about.
You know, was saying that he was dating a guy or messing with a guy, and he would ask him, you know, and they getting to know phase.
Right.
Like, well, what kind of man do you like?
Yeah, what attributes do you
Masculine.
Right, masculine. Didn't know nothing else, right?
Didn't know nothing else.
Right.
Didn't say, you know, I want him to be healthy and cancer free.
Right.
I want him to be, you know, educated.
Be saved and love the Lord.
I want to be saved and love the Lord. See our previous episode. Be saved and love the Lord. I want him to, you know.
I mean, hell, he could have said anything. He could have said, I want to be from Wisconsin.
He said,
but I mean, he said masculine, and that was like a period. That was the entire sentence.
That was the entire sentence. That was the entire thesis.
Yeah, masculine.
So, and I want to dissect this because, you know, make no mistake, I like masculinity. Like, let's make no mistake about that.
We're gay men, we like men.
We like men, we like masculinity. So that's a given. My question to Quinn's question about, you know, you seem to see people in different races that can get together and be gay men, but are not necessarily pursuing the masculine ideal to have a long-term relationship.
Absolutely. And I'll go ahead one step further and say heterosexual ideal.
See, I was getting to it. I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's one of the things I feel like a lot of times a lot of gay men, a lot of black gay men will have that kind of heterosexist view of what their relationships will need to be like. Mm-hmm. Now, this is what I have to say as a disclosure and a disclaimer. I'm not saying that I don't probably necessarily subscribe to that personally, even times when I may not want to admit it.
Yeah, you did.
But you know, I noticed that like where guys, you know, they definitely they want to find somebody that's masculine and you know, almost to the point where you're like, if they're more masculine than them or as masculine as they are. Right. And I'm like, what's the deal with that fixation? I understand the attraction to it, but does that render everybody else that doesn't fit into that masculinity mold, you know, incompatible or not even worth the time?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, this even extends beyond the relationship side of it. I think a lot of people deal like that socially. Like people will pick their clique based on that kind of ideal, whereas in my personal experience, nobody really fits that perfect picture all of the time, all of the way. And in fact, let me let that sink in.
Right. You just read a whole bunch of people.
A lot of bitches, because hold on, I wasn't going to get there yet, but you know, since you brought it up, a lot of you bitches be out here after this motherfucking thug and don't be on point enough to pull no thug or yourself, but then you want to scream no films, you know, from the top of the rooftop and the top of the motherfucking mountaintop. Then there I got that off my chest. What I wanted to say is, on some real shit though, like, I like guys that are masculine, but we were talking about this, and I said, you know, I even like, I like a masculine dude, but my twist on that is, I like him to at least have some level of comfort with a feminine side to himself. Like, listen, I'm gonna explain. Let me explain. Okay. Let me explain.
Right, you're making me nervous. I'm about to break out a full
body voice. Shout out to Pastor. Yo, Pastor coming back. He's gonna be on the show, so just so y'all know, coming up, we gonna interview him on this show. Cause we had to have him back. He did that sermon was so good.
Yeah, he's very masculine.
He did. He's very masculine. That's the masculine idea that I'm talking about. Anyway, no. But what I'm saying is, back to what I'm saying. I actually like a dude that's masculine. I like a dude that's masculine that's comfortable expressing his feminine side. I'll explain. Like when it's like me and him in our personal space or whatever like that, I don't mind if he has a little fun with crossing those lines. Like, I actually think that's kind of sexy.
I thought you were going to say cross-dressing. Okay, go ahead.
No! Bitch, you know I wasn't about to say no cross-dressing. She just tried to make that a diss to me. You just tried to make that a diss to me. You know I was about to say that. But no, I like a guy that actually has that masculine side and like has awareness of that feminine side. You know what I mean? And even like, even when we talk about, and I think one of the previous episodes we talked about like our straight friends. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? I even like a straight friend of mine that actually has a little bit, that doesn't mind expressing that, even if it's being facetious or whatever like that. Like, I actually like that in a guy. I do not like somebody that is one-dimensional and someone that is so inhibited that they think a certain behavior is going to change everything about them. I think that's a little immature for a man to feel that way about, you know, expressing himself a certain way. So I actually like that. Like, you know what I mean? I actually like for a guy to be able to, you know.
Now, you ain't talking about no kinky hoe. That like the
no, I'm not talking about sexually at all. Okay, I'm just talking about, I'm just talking about on a personality level. Right. I don't mind a guy that I'm interested in to have that masculine side very present and prevalent, but to also be able to kiki a little.
Okay,
bit.
So y'all can be watching football and Mike Vick scores a touchdown. You can be like, oh, he turned it. You want to say that?